if Deez is going to have a chance here. And we have that first game coming up in our last series of the night for the showcase. Deez versus Dusk. Let us know in the chat who you're pulling for.
K.Rool. Okay.
Wow.
That's
and
a change.
Is, yeah, not a character either of us were expecting to see at all. But honestly, a great pick, I think, to go into Sephiroth. King K.Rool, definitely like a all-rounder type, heavily defensively focused, but can offer just, he's got projectiles, he's got a really strong up close, close combat move set. And most importantly, he's really, really hard to send, right? He is difficult to get out.
And I think that's what that's what Deez needs to be careful of, I believe. Because of King K.Rool's belly flop, if it's once that is on top of Sephiroth, it's over. And here we see it. Wow!
Dusk picked up the stock on Deez first, but Deez wasting no time off the respawn, able to get that stock back. And now they're all tied up at 2-2. And Deez, even with a small percent lead, dangerous there for Dusk, as he was trying to go for the finish off stage, but Deez a great recovery and able to get some really good damage in there as well. And Dusk doing a good job shielding against those flames. But this is where we're seeing, by not picking Game & Watch, Deez has a lot more freedom to work with those projectiles, and he's making the most of it. And Deez already, if I'm Weems right now, I'm watching Deez play, I'm feeling really good.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not the same person that we watched earlier. Like,
definitely not the same Deez.
It's like they've got more skill now. I think it's just like they're comfortable and they've warmed up to it and they know what they're doing. At this point,
just needed a few warm-up games, and it looks like they're here. Dusk able to bring it back on the second stock, make it really even. But this is, King K.Rool so dangerous with those projectiles too. Deez a great down B there.
Oh, that was a good, accurate. Yeah, that was good. Oh,
Dusk
but
doing a good
not
job,
good
though,
enough.
to shield
Not
it.
good enough.
Yeah, and Deez was going for basically a repeat of that second stock where he drops in immediately and tries to get the finish on Dusk. Dusk prepared for it this time, going to shield away from it. And now Deez needs to get the finish here. He can't really afford Dusk to get any more damage off.
You're absolutely
right. And he
right.
also really... he's
how
getting
are we doing?
so close.
There it
he
is.
just do
there
it.
It is.
I thought it wasn't going to send at first, but he gets there.
I know, I was nervous.
And now, this first game already super intense.
No way!
But Dusk is going to break the Deez heart and all the Deez fans.
Wow.
We got to remember, pimpin' ain't easy. Oof.
Pimpin' ain't
brutal heartbreak there for Deez, who looked to be in command for at least the first half of that game. Was looking really good. Dusk, though, now one game closer to securing this win in the showcase. He does need 2 more. It's gonna be very interesting to see. Turney Ernie saying gone forever. Oof. Luckily not gone forever. He's got 2 more games to go. But that looked good. Deez looked way better, in my opinion.
Awesome. It was so good. And go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I was gonna say I was a little bit afraid. I couldn't say it at first, but I was a little bit afraid going into this. Dusk would just kind of roll. Deez, he would roll his way to the victory in the showcase. But if I'm Weems, I'm feeling pretty good. It looked like Deez has a chance to at least take 1 game off of Dusk here. If he can keep the pressure on, I expect Dusk to move away from this King K.Rool pick.
It was not a satisfactory pick, but he managed for sure.
I understand that, he's probably going for a little bit more defense going up against Sephiroth, and it worked out for him for sure. But talk about a close call, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And we'll see what he does here. And he's going back to where he began.
Wow.
They both changed it up, too. Dusk going with Dark Pit. And yeah, Deez going with Zero Suit. We saw Dusk Dark Pit when he first came in that matchup against Leaf. Zero Suit, though, that is a new pick for Deez. And Zero Suit Samus is like a very interesting character to think about, right? Zero Suit really, really good at breaking zones. They have kind of a bit of everything offensively. Can really be like kind of a hit and run character. Be really oppressive like with just constant attacks and combos and everything. But I'm not sure that's a great matchup in the Dark Pit. I think Dark Pit just does what Zero Suit does just a little bit better. And maybe doesn't have quite the mobility, but doesn't really need it, right? Deez is going to come to Dusk. He just has to be ready to get those hits in, and he's doing that so far. Picks up an early first stock, about a minute in here.
So this is my second go-to is Zero Suit, and she does have that up attack, which I think is actually a pretty good to use against Dark Pit, because if Dark Pit is aerial, then Samus can get that attack on Pit, and that's what Deez needs.
No, 100%. It is a pretty precise attack, right? Not a lot of room for error, and it can leave her pretty vulnerable if she does end up missing. But at the same time, if she can get a good juggle going, a good combo, not the easiest thing to do on Wi-Fi, but not impossible by any means. A great back kick there. Pit's going to be able to recover, but I was hoping Deez maybe be able to get a little bit more edge guarding pressure there. But instead, it allows us to get back on the stage pretty safely. Oh, a great shield there to avoid that electroshock.
I'm really rooting for Deez. I am. I love this character change, but I think sticking with Sephiroth would have been a safer choice for them, because now they're in an uncomfy zone. And see what I said.
That's another really dangerous thing about Zero Suit. Big SD there. Now if I'm Weems, I'm sweating a little bit. Dusk almost doesn't get back, but a great last second recovery there. And the casters in the chat making some really good points. Deez needs to stop phase checking, play a bit more neutral. Definitely not utilizing what makes Zero Suit so good, right? Which is their ability to get in, get out, get behind their enemy. Yeah. And finally, we're seeing a little bit here, but you got to wonder, Dusk 0% with 2 stocks. Is it a little bit too little too late, right?
Right. She has good moves. She can do the distance too. We've seen it, and I think that's what Deez needs to use. Put a little bit of that distance between them.
Deez is not doing a great job kind of like landing these combos, right? They get that great initial first hit in, and that is going to do it a quick second game there, just over 2 minutes in. And Dusk now up to a 2-0 lead. He is 1 game away from taking this showcase. It is all on the line here. Weems, if I'm Weems, I am praying. I have fingers crossed. I am hoping that Deez can go out there and pull off an upset in this final game, give me a chance at winning. We'll pull up the scoreboard here now so you can see updated going into our very final game of the night. You see Dusk there at 5. I do believe that should be 6 now after that last game. But a couple of stocks down, if they can get 1 more win, they'll surpass Weems both in stocks taken and wins. Oof, very stressful for the Weem team right now, but Dusk is looking so strong.
I'm kind of here as a what in the world was about to come out of my mouth? I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm here for Deez. I want the underdog to win. At least just for this last one. I think because honestly, I believe I'm taking a step back. No bias here.
No bias. I'll be biased. It's a Cinderella story. It's a Cinderella story, man. I want to see Deez win. I want to see, what it does to the scoreboard. If Deez can win and only drop 1 stock too, Weems pulls off the dream. Things get really, really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're on the Weem team, 100% it is. But, this is all comes down to this, right? We will know who our showcase champion is by the end of this game, whether that's going to be Dusk, whether that's going to be Weems. And we're going to find out.
Says Deez needs Jigglypuff, and I believe it. I think I think that's the move. Kirby or Jigglypuff, yeah.
All right, well, we'll see what the final pick is here. We saw both gamers change up a little bit. Dusk going back to Dark Pit. Deez going to Zero Suit Samus. We'll see what they rock with here. And
we got Sephiroth again. That was the move, I think, definitely on Dee's part.
I think that Sephiroth is a great counter pick into Pit. I mean, obviously, you know, Dark Pit making it look tough, but a great parry though, and that can be really all that Sephiroth needs to kind of take the momentum in his favor. And a good job by Deez to take advantage. Dusk was trying to shield against those flames, and you know, Deez decided to go right for him. Another good parry. I will say Deez, he's good at anything. He's good at parrying these blows.
Ooh. Kind of missed the hit there for that edge guard, but
yeah, you know, Deez needs to and Dusk picking up a big first stock. Deez, so Dusk is at 97%, now 107. Not impossible for him to take the stock here without too much damage. Dusk so good at recovering though. It's so impressive.
Yeah. Deez needs to get their timing, I think, just a little bit better, a little bit more accurate. And honestly, Deez gameplay would be immaculate as the underdog.
Yeah, I mean, one big issue that I'm seeing so far from Deez is just that, you know, struggling to kind of keep some distance between him and Dusk, right? You know, he has the advantage at range. He just needs to not dive headfirst into Dusk every time, because Dark Pit's going to make him pay between his blades, his electroshock. He's got so many tools for that, right? Oh, and a really great use of the flame there. Another one. Oh, but the arrow's going to interrupt it.
This is crazy.
Wow. And, you know, you don't really ever see this from Sephiroth, but he just cannot get the finish. Dark Pit at 172%. He can't get that last hit in.
I'm not even breathing right now. I'm so hyped. And and my hype went away.
Dusk, he is one stock away. One stock away from winning this whole showcase. Can he do it?
Dusk wants the win, and I think Dusk might just get the win. But you know, caster's luck. I speak no more.
Yeah, he can't be out here cursing. Sephiroth in a dangerous position. He'll get the kill, turning it around on the edge guard. He stays alive.
Wow! What an edge!
The missed input, and that is gonna do it. He wanted his one kill, and he wanted to get out. Dusk is gonna take the Smash Bro Ultimate Brag House Showcase. Congratulations to him. What an incredible final series, though. You don't always get that, right? Where every game matters. You know, you're at the edge of your seat for every single one. But really, really incredible performance from all of our gamers. Obviously, want to give them a huge thank you for taking the time, coming out, giving us some great gameplay to enjoy on this Thursday night. We're going to pull our scoreboard up for you so you can see that final results. You see it there. Dusk on top with 7 wins, 23 stocks taken, and Weem 6 wins, 23 stocks. So all tied up in stocks, it looks like. But Dusk with that one extra win, eking it out. Leaf not far behind, 5 wins, 19 stocks taken. And Deez, 7 stocks taken, 0 wins. But hey, you know, he'll be forever in Deez hearts for sure. GG's to all of our gamers.
The people's winner.
The people's champion. The people's champion, Deez. You might not win the prize, but you won our hearts. We're going to go out to a quick break, and then thank you. Appreciate it. We're going to go out to a quick break. When we come back, we have a bunch of cool stuff in store for you, as well as a post-game interview with our champion Dusk. So don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss that. And we'll be right back. Tournament overview for you all real quickly. Pull that scoreboard up onto the screen. You can see Dusk, the dark horse, coming in and winning 7 wins on the night, 23 stocks taken out of Monterey Peninsula College. Weems, a very close second place, really came down to that last series between them. but he picked up 6 wins with 23 stocks from the University of Texas Arlington. Leaf in that third place, really shaking things up, was out of it towards the end, but really made things interesting, picking up a win on both Dusk and Weems each and taking 19 stocks from the University of North Texas. And finally, Deez, the people's champ, didn't pick up a win, but man, did he make things exciting. And, he got to show us Sephiroth, which, we always appreciate. But
I may have been a little too happy about it, but
just a tiny bit, a little bit too much excitement, but it's okay. But with the end of the showcase means a couple things. First, it means the end of the brags. We have a bunch of brags that are now finalized. If you were on the Brag House app already, you can go check out how those ended up for you all. See if you got any brag bucks or anything. Which player will win the Smash Ultimate Showcase? That was Dusk. If you put Shades, we'll give you the credit. Since nice. Shades was DQ'd, we brought Dusk in to fill in for him. Will a match during the Smash Ultimate Showcase go into sudden death? No, unfortunately not. We didn't get to see a sudden death, which would have been super exciting. But maybe we'll try to work something into that in the future to try and force those to happen, because those are always my favorite. Who will win match 1 of Deez versus Weems? That was Weems. Poor Deez didn't win match 1 of anything, didn't win any of the matches, but again, won our hearts. So that's what matters. And then who will win match 2 of Leaf versus Shades? Ended up again being Dusk. And that was Dusk picking up that win. There are a whole bunch more brags on the app for you to go check out. Make sure you do that right after the stream. And right after this next part that we have coming up, we have an interview with the people, not the people's champion, that's Deez, but the showcase champion for sure, Dusk and Morgan. Take it away, guys.
I would like to hear Dusk. And excellent, Dusk. How you feeling? I'm gonna say it
again. Pretty excited, honestly. I wasn't expecting to join in. Just kind of surprised me.
We had you on the back burner and you were here ready to go. So thank you for being here. Can you tell me about your strategy playing against all these characters, and especially the one to get the dub?
Honestly, I wasn't expecting much. I usually just do these different types of matchups because about 2 years ago I stopped doing tournaments, and that's where I started getting bored playing a certain main, and I started using just random characters in general to figure out each matchup and how to deal with it. And because of that, I couldn't really attend more tournaments going in, and alone, I wasn't expecting today to be part of a tournament. That's one thing, and I just decided to go back to my roots with the old characters I used to play with a lot and have fun.
I love it. I mean, that's something that you definitely had on everybody else, just your ability to just pull someone out of the hat, and you knew how to play them, and that's important, especially for this game. Can you walk me through the last moments playing against Sephiroth and Deez?
I seeing his gameplay, I was a bit nervous through the second match, but the first match didn't bother me as much. The last match is what I felt the more fearsome, because due to the previous matches I had before that, I kept having a streak of 2 and then losing the final match. So that's kind of why I had a bit weary through that last match. But I was going with characters I had fun with.
So that brings me to a question. For sure.
All right.
Do you have a main, or you just pick whoever and go for it?
Well, the mains I currently have are Dark Pit, Jigglypuff, and Mr. Game & Watch. Those were the original characters I started off playing and had fun, a lot of fun playing them. And throughout the years, just kind of, yeah. and then
Jigglypuff
throughout
had
the
me
years, kind of
excited.
just yeah. I kind of liked playing Jigglypuff alone because I like watching Hungrybox playing Jigglypuff growing up. I was like, wow, the things he could do with Jigglypuff. I want to do the same.
Absolutely. Can you tell us about maybe how you got into Smash, like where you started, and how long you've been playing?
Oh boy, where I started. So it was around the time I got like a GameCube. I started off with Melee. My cousin handed me down his GameCube. He gave me a few games with Melee on it, and I was like, I enjoy playing Melee a lot. And I just like discovering on YouTube videos like of these uh, tournaments and such. And I was like, growing up playing multiple games, uh, playing multiple games like Melee. Then I wanted to go when I got a Wii. I got Brawl. I wanted to mod Brawl afterwards to get Project M on it, and pretty much so on. I've been a fan of Smash.
I am the exact same. Love that for us. You talked about Hungrybox. Is that your Smash idol, or do you have somebody else in mind?
Well, I have multiple Smash idols. Of course, I have my cousin to thank for showing me like the world of games and such. And then there are some people out there like uh, K.Rool, my friend Matt, and just alone, just watching multiple content creators like Zero, the HBox, mm, and Me Too King.
Awesome. Do you have any maybe last words or people you want to thank for tonight's tournament?
Oh, of course, I have people I have to thank. I have to thank one of my friends and like Kiara, of course, because he put me in out of in this at the spot. Like, he needed somebody. I was like, I'm free, so might as well
Yeah.
enjoy my time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for, coming on and coming in clutch this evening. And you have a good one. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Of course. Yeah, you too.
Thank you so much to Dusk for tuning in for that sick interview. It was great having the champion in. And guys, that is going to be the wrap on our Braghouse Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Showcase. I have had a ton of fun. Have you had a ton of fun, Morgan?
No, I never want to do this again, actually. Yeah.
Great.
No.
No,
this was awesome, everyone. And I'm glad I got to do this.
No.
Can you give me a second?
No,
I want to talk.
You're
okay.
no fun.
I do actually genuinely want to say thank you. I am so happy to be here. I was super nervous getting on here, but thank you to Ryan and thank you to the Oompa Loompas in the back for making me feel confident and about getting out here. I had a awesome time. There was so much fun gameplay going on, and glad I got to be here. Glad I got to do the interview. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm done.
Echoing all of that again, thank you so much to all the Oompa Loompas in the back who made this possible. Thanks so much to all the gamers who came to the time out of the day to give us some Smash Bros. Content for us all to enjoy tonight. It was a ton of fun. The chat was awesome tonight. Made our lives super easy, super fun, giving us things to laugh about. And thank you to Morgan, who on her very first one did a great job. Absolutely killed it. Remember, if you want to know when our future events are happening, follow us on social media. We'll get
download the app.
Lower third
download the app.
And download the app. Download the app, and you can place brags. You can get involved in all sorts of ways, win prizes, get on the leaderboard, brag about it to your friends. It's what we're all about here at the Brag House. Guys, that is going to do it. I've been your host, Ryan, my incredible co-host, Morgan. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.